Hi folks, welcome to Ditto Insurance. I am Shashank, your host, and joining us today is another familiar face, the Senior Program Manager, Mr. Ajay. We are also desk buddies from last week, and before I go ahead into the video, Ajay, what's your review on your new desk buddy?
I think we should reserve those questions towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be happy to review.
Ajay here has helped over 4,000 clients in understanding everything about insurance. And I had the privilege of talking with him, being his desk mate, and even jumping in on a few calls with clients and insurance advisors to understand what is the biggest motivation for someone to consider a health insurance. And Ajay, if you remember last week, I came up to you with this question. Why is it that so many people say that rather they ask you, is this insurance policy going to give cashless claim settlement? It's like, it made me think, is cashless claim settlement a VIP pass to having the best insurance policy of sorts? And you being very kind, I thought I'd pull you in for a video and have a quick chat as to what is the big air around cashless claim settlement and why is it being asked so much?
So, yes, Shashank, you're absolutely right. Okay, because the entire crux of the insurance policy, why I would take the insurance policy is probably that, my claims process is smooth. Because I don't want to be running around or, tensed about things and, carrying this document that when I'm probably not that state to, take care of these situations, right? So I'm already having somebody probably who's hospitalized or I myself might be hospitalized, right? So the easier the claims process, the better. Okay, so there are usually two ways in which companies settle the claims. So one is the reimbursement, in which probably the person will first have to pay whatever the bills the hospital is putting, and post that they will just reimburse that in some time, right? So I'll get into the duration, all the intricacies of that later. And when it comes to cashless, it is in such a way that the insurer directly takes care of the bills, right? You don't need to pay anything from your pocket. Okay, probably there'll be like an initial fee and then post you get an approval. Okay, the company just, directly takes care of any bill whatsoever, right? So it is the VIP pass because I'm not probably, paying anything from my pocket, right? And some people might not have that much cash just lying around like that.
So you're saying that cashless claim is the best case scenario for your claims to get passed and the best use of your insurance.
That's correct. Yes, because like I reiterated, right? So in any situation, I want to make sure that, this cashless is something that is approved. But there is a catch that it can only be done in network hospitals of whichever company you're going for, right? So the companies have your, pan-India, most companies do cover, at least the comprehensive ones, right, at any hospital. But it is always advised to go to your network hospital, which is the insurer company's partnered list of hospitals. Okay, so some companies might have 11,000, some might have 9,000, some just 6,000, right? So you just need to look up which is the network hospital the insurance is tied up with. And in that scenario, you're probably going to get a good cashless claim. At Ditto, we always advise people to first look into the network hospital so that everything is much, much smoother.
Understood. Now, what's the procedure like for someone who wants to claim a cashless settlement?
So the first thing, like I said, you get to know the network hospitals in the area, right? So assume let's take Raj, for example, right? So Raj goes to the hospital, right? And say if it is a network provider mentioned by the insurer, right? So Raj goes, there are two scenarios again here, right? So there can be a planned hospitalization where somebody has probably a particular procedure to be done and it's been prescribed by the doctor. Okay, so in that situation, they intimate, say, 2 to 4 days at least before the surgery is to be done, right? And it could also be that, it is going to be like a emergency where the person just gets hospitalized, right? In that scenario, probably somebody else would be, knowing like your emergency contacts, right? So, at Ditto also, we always suggest to provide your policy details to any of your emergency contacts in the event that there is some kind of a hospitalization due to an accident or something, right? So that they have access to these documents, right? So within 24 hours of such emergency hospitalization, it needs to be done. Okay, so these are the two scenarios that might pan out for Raj. Okay, so let me take the first scenario. So where Raj will probably go to the insurance desk in the hospital. Every hospital will have one, right? So he goes there and he probably tells the attendant that he wants a particular cashless claim to be approved for said procedure. The attendant or whoever there, they have their team over there, and they will probably inform the insurance company, right? So that this is the scenario, and there is something called as a pre-authorization, right? So if the form is filled and all the details are there that this is the thing, the insurer will, say release a particular amount, okay, saying that, okay, you're authorized to get a cashless claim to this amount, okay, for which the procedure will comfortably be done. Right.
This is for planned hospitalization.
Yes, this is for a planned hospitalization. And once, the procedure is done and, like during the time of discharge of the patients, right? So say Raj in this case, right? So the insurer sometimes might have additional questions as to why certain thing costed a little more, right? For which the hospital will have to justify, right? Usually they have a team where they probably will be answering the insurer. And also at that time, if you're having a provider and, agent or anybody else, right? So they'll probably be assisting you with that as well, right? And once that is done, the claim is probably going to get passed.
Okay. Fair enough. That's a fairly simple procedure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was for plan. What about during an emergency situation where probably Raj is rushed to the nearest network hospital?
So yeah, for emergency hospitalizations, the process is pretty similar. It's just that claim needs to be intimated within 24 hours. And the same thing, the pre-approval, the pre-authorization, the same process is all those things. Okay, you just need to have your policy document, okay, the ID cards, some kind of Aadhaar, and all those things, the name and age and all those should match with the policy document, right? So soft copy would do, right? You don't necessarily need a hard copy. And some people, there's this myth that there is an insurance card, right? So
there's no insurance card?
No, they do give like a policy kit, but it's not that you swipe the card or anything, right? It's more like, you just need the policy number and the policy copy in mail or whatever.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So these are the basic details that would work.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. So this is all about cashless claim settlement, right? So you basically walk in, you get the treatment, the insurance company would pay out, and then you would walk out of the hospital happy, and you can focus on the major thing, that is your recovery. Now coming to the not so good part, you mentioned about reimbursement claim settlement. I'm guessing this has something to do with the insurance company paying you out after you have spent out of your own pocket.
That's correct.
Just like in a corporate, right? When you go out for a corporate lunch and then you you spend a couple of bucks on food and then it gets reimbursed at the end of the month along with your salary.
That's correct.
Take me through the process in terms of insurance, how reimbursement works.
Yeah, Shashank. So that sounds about right. Okay, so in reimbursement, usually, if you're probably going with a non-network hospital, right? So like I mentioned, you will probably intimate the company that you're going to, get a claim. But first, you'll have to pay the entire bill yourself, right? So whatever the associated costs, it could be pre and post hospitalization expenses are also there, right? So you need to make sure your insurance plans covers those as well, right? So you can include those bills as well. Could be, certain tests that were done for the said procedure. So those bills also you just need to attach, right? In earlier days, it used to be through post, right? That you just send to your insurance company, right? So I remember, for my parents that, they had to send it across in a post. Now everything is through mail, right? And it's much, better, but still, the insurer might come up with n number of questions. That's why, clients or, the most people I've interacted with don't want to go through this process at all, right? So answering the questions and all that, right? So, but again, this is where, having a strong agent by your side really helps, right? So at Ditto, we, try to go above and beyond to make sure that we represent the case in the best case, the best way forward to settle any claim.
Exactly, Ajay. And I think we've heard it from the expert himself, folks, that we at Ditto are just not here to push policies to you and just sit back and see you fight it. Let me introduce Ditto to you if you're new here. Ditto is an insurance advisory platform. We are backed by Zerodha and we have a stellar rating of 4.9 over 5. Now, we just don't help you buy a policy, but we also help you understand the nuances of insurance if you're new to it. And as Ajay himself here has stated that we help you fight for your claims if you cannot at that time and if it ever comes to it. So, book a free of cost consultation call with one of our advisors with the link in the description. And please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any queries in the comments below. And speaking about quality advisors, Ditto is hiring insurance advisors. Now, if you're someone who wants to make a real difference in people's life, if you're looking for a remote job, and if growth matters to you, then I suggest that you check out the other link in the description where you can apply for the role of insurance advisor at Ditto. Back to the video. Reimbursement claim does provide a certain flexibility, right, in terms of you getting hospitalized during an emergency to the nearest hospital, which might not be under your network hospital. So reimbursement claim doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you see it that way, right? So in emergency situations, it does give you that flexibility that any hospital, the claim is still going to be passed. Okay, but there is this concept of blacklisted hospitals as well, right? So every insurer will have their list of blacklisted hospitals where, they might not really operate. I mean, usually this is a very limited number of hospitals, but still do pay attention to that. Okay, so that is maybe something that you have to look out for.
Okay.
Right. But other than that, like I said, if you have somebody by your side or agent or an expert in the insurance field, it really does help, right? So that aside, but again, cashless also, sometimes, has a concept called as partial claims, right? So it is, in a situation, you remember I told you about the pre-authorization?
Yeah.
Right? So the insurance company sometimes might authorize an amount which is probably, lesser than what the actual procedure might cost.
Why would they do that?
I mean, see, initially there would have been an estimate, but, say if an estimate of, say, 80,000 rupees was what was pre-authorized, but say said procedure, there were a little more complications or, they had to use a little more, expensive equipment. Okay, for the procedure to go smoothly, and it came up to around, say, 1,30,000. Okay, so that's another 50,000 increase, right? So in this situation, whatever the remaining amount initially, I'll have to probably pay, right? So 80,000 is already going to be borne by the company. Now the remaining 50,000 I'm going to pay from my pocket. Okay, but not to worry, you can still, share across these bills. Okay, and post the company doing their investigation, right, as to why these extra costs have been incurred, right? So they will be, passing that claim as well. Okay, so this might also take some time. So there are some nuances even when it comes to the cashless claim as well.
And interestingly, Ajay, let me also point you to one thing. Just 5 days ago, I put out a post on our YouTube community. We have a wonderful community of YouTube subscribers and we are now 14K strong. A couple of them, so the question was, what has been your experience with health insurance claim and has it been easy for you? So I gave out a couple of options saying, yes, it has been easy. There was another option, no, it's not been easy. There was also another option where I said, no, but I feel prepared. And there were also some extreme scenarios where no, the process was very bad. Now, I sort of want to understand what is it that Ditto does differently in terms of claim settlement so that it helps our clients.
So when it comes to claim settlement, right, so we have a dedicated claims team, okay, who are well versed in handling these situations, right? So be it a chronic condition like cancer, we have handled even those kind of claims and gotten those things passed.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So as that, and could be as small as, like say a particular small treatment or a particular surgery that has to be done for, say a benign like cyst removal or something like that, right? So any situation, we have our claims team to assist. Okay, so that is, there are multiple ways to reach us, right? So you can just reach out to, say, the advisor you spoke to, or you can reach out on our claims hotline, or you can just write to our claims team, which is available. Everything is available on our website, right? So there are so many ways to reach us, and we are operating, at all times to assist you, right? So we will take care of, the procedure and all. You don't need to worry about anything. We'll tell you exactly what docs you need to have, how to, present the case to the insurer, and we'll also make sure that the claim will, be settled. Okay, and every legitimate claim has always been settled through us, right? So there have been instances where, we had, involved and, brought in the ombudsman if the insurer is not being fair. Before I forget, there's also this new circular that IRDAI has released, which is, titled the Cashless Anywhere Scheme, right? So this is something that, sounds so good, at least on paper, right? Where they're probably going to accept the cashless facility at every hospital in India, right? So sounds very futuristic and visionary, and it will definitely solve a lot of these pain points. Okay, but I mean, there are some caveats and regarding the implementations and how hospitals are taking it. Also, Shreyhit has covered this in detail in his video. I think you'll find it in the description here.
That's right, Ajay. Shreyat has covered that in another whole video. And this, folks, brings us to the end of this video. Before we go, Ajay has to answer one final question. What's your review on your new desk buddy? Okay, I get it. I'm just kidding. We'll reserve that for the next video. Folks, this marks the end of this video, and we will be back with another set of health insurance and term insurance videos so that we help you make the best decision. Now, if you like the video, drop a like, smash that subscribe button, comment if you have any queries, and Ajay will be sure to answer them. And like always, happy insurance hunting.